Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Swamini Gopi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Mataji, whenever you are ready, you can start Mataji.
Sure, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayat Bhagavate Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Pankajanabhaya Namo Pankajamaline Namo Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangri. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 11, verses 21 to 36, the childhood pastimes of Krishna. Text 21. Sri Sukadeva Goswami continued. Then one time, having seen the great disturbances in Vadana, all the elderly persons among the cowhead men, headed by Nanda Maharaja, assembled and began to consider what to do to stop the continuous disturbing situations in Vraja. Text 22. At this time, of all the inhabitants of Gokula, a cowherd man named Upananda, who was the most matured in age and knowledge and was very experienced according to time, circumstances, and country, made this suggestion for the benefit of Rama and Krishna. Text 23. He said, My dear friends and cowhead man, in order to do good to this place, Gokula, we should leave it because so many disturbances are always occurring here just for the purpose of killing Rama and Krishna. Text 24. The, the child Krishna, simply by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was somehow or other rescued from the hands of Rakshasi Putana, who was determined to kill him. Then again, by the mercy of the Supreme Godhead, the handcart missed falling upon the child. Text 25. Then again, the demon Trinavarta, in the form of a whirlwind, took the child away into the dangerous sky to kill him. But the demon fell down on a slab of a stone. In that case also, by the mercy of Lord Vishnu or his associates, the child was saved. Text 26. Even the other day, neither Krishna nor any of his playmates died from the falling of two trees, although the children were near the trees, or even between them. This is also to be considered the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text 27. All these incidences are being caused by some unknown demon. Before he came, before he comes here to create another disturbance, it is our duty to go somewhere else with the boys until there is no more disturbances. Text 28. Between Nandeshwara and Mahavana is the place named Vrindavana. This place is very suitable because it is lush with grass, plants, and creepers for the cows and other animals. It has nice gardens and tall mountains and is full of facilities for the happiness of all the gopas and gopis and our animals. Text 29. Therefore, let us immediately go there today. There is no need to wait any further. If you agree to my proposal, let us prepare all the bullock carts and put the cows in front of us and let us go there. Text 30. Upon hearing this advice from Upananda, the cowhead men anonymously agreed. Very nice, they said, very nice. Thus, they sorted out their household affairs, placed their clothes and other paraphernalia on the carts, and immediately started for Vrindavana. Text 31 32. Keeping all the world women, uh, keeping all the world men, women, children, and household paraphernalia on the bullock carts and keeping all the cows in front, the cowhead men picked up their bows and arrows with great care and sounded bugles made of horn. O King Parikshit, in this way the bundles vibrating all around the cowhead man, accompanied by their priest, began their journey. Text 33. The cowhead women riding on the bullock carts were dressed very nicely with excellent garments, and their bodies, especially their breasts, were decorated with fresh kunkuma powder. As they rode, they began to chant with great pleasure the pastimes of Krishna. Text 34. Thus, hearing about the pastimes of Krishna and Balarama with great pleasure, Mother Yashoda and Rohini Devi, so as not to be separated from Krishna and Balarama for even a moment, got up with them and on an and one bullock cart. In this situation, they all looked very beautiful. Text 35. In this way, they enter Vrindavana, where it is always pleasing to live in all seasons. They made a temporary place to inhabit by placing their bullock carts around them in the shape of a half moon. Text 36. O Parikshit Maharaj. O King Parikshit, when Rama and Krishna saw Vrindavana, Govardhana, and the bank of river Yamuna, they both enjoyed great pleasure. Thank you very much, Prabhuji and Matajis. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Vamsivardhan Prabhuji, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Prabhuji, please take over the call, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I'll just share my screen. Let's begin with Mangalacharan. So before I begin, sincerely grateful to His Grace Sundaranda Prabhuji for giving this opportunity to study Srimad Bhagavatam for my own purification. I'm very grateful to all the assembled Vaishnavas for humbly assembling here so that we can all hear from Srimad Bhagavatam for all of our purification. I'm offering my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatakleshaya Nashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namah Pankajanabhaya Namah Pankajamalini Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Om Ajnanatimirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyade Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are continuing chapter 11, Canto 10, text 21 onwards. Yeah. So here, Srila Sukadeva Goswami is saying, having seen the great disturbances in Brihadwan, all the elderly persons among the cowherd men headed by Nanda Maharaj assembled and began to consider what to do to stop the continuous disturbing situations in Braja, in Vrindavan. Because Nanda Maharaj was appointed the king, apparently, even though he had his elder brothers like Upananda Maharaj, everyone were a little concerned and disturbed because there was just so many demons coming at different intervals. At this meeting, all the inhabitants of Gokul, a cowherd, a cowherd man named Upananda, who was the most mature in age and knowledge, was very experienced according to time, circumstance, and country, made this suggestion for the benefit of Rama and Krishna. Rama Krishna Yo. In text 22, it is mentioned Rama Krishna Yo of Balaram and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because everyone, like we hear from so many pastimes, even though everyone had their own children, everyone but still had a special attention towards Krishna and Balaram. So they were all really concerned that so many demons were coming to Vrindavan. So Upananda was appointed, and because he was very experienced, and he was very experienced, how? Because he can provide suggestions according to time, circumstance, and country, Kala Desha Patra, for the benefit of Krishna and Balaram. In text 23, he said, "My dear friends, the cowherd men, in order to go to this place, Gokul, we should leave it because so many disturbances are always occurring there, just for the purpose of killing Rama and Krishna." So Upananda is saying to do good to this place Gokul. He considered Gokul to be a very sacred place, and he didn't want again and again disturbances happening in the place of Gokul that everyone were staying. And just for the purpose of killing Balaram and Krishna, this sacred place of Gokul is also getting disturbed. These were the realizations of Upananda Maharaj. Then he said the child Krishna, simply by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was somehow or the other rescued from the hands of Rakshasi Putana, in text 24, who was determined to kill him. Then again by the mercy of the Supreme Godhead, the handcart missed, falling upon the child. So Upananda Maharaj is recalling. First Putana came, and then Shakatasura came, and they are all thinking that it is only by the mercy of the Supreme Lord Vishnu, because everyone in Gokul worships Lord Vishnu, but they did not even have any conception that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. That is a unique feature of Vrindavan, is nobody even considers Krishna to be God. So they are saying that only by the mercy of Vishnu, that Putana, who was determined to kill, Krishna was rescued even in that situation. And again, when Shakatasura came in the form of handcart, again by the mercy of Lord Vishnu, Krishna was saved. This is not just Upananda Maharaj. All the inhabitants of Vrindavan have the same consciousness. Then in text 25, then again the demon Trinavarta in the form of whirlwind took the child away in the dangerous sky to kill him. But the demon fell down on a slab of stone. In that case also, by the mercy of Lord Vishnu or his associates, the child was saved. So they are recollecting the third demon, Trinavarta, in the form of whirlwind, took away Krishna into a dangerous sky to kill him, but the demon fell down onto a slab of stone. In that case also, they are again recollecting, by only by the mercy of Lord Vishnu or his associates, Krishna was saved. In text 26, even the other day, neither Krishna nor any of his playmates died from the falling of the two trees. When the two Arjuna trees fell when Krishna was bounded by Mother Yashoda onto the grinding mortar, they're recollecting that although the children were near the trees or even between them, Krishna was right in between them, still nothing happened to Krishna. This was also to be considered the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if you see in text 24, Harer Anugrahan Nunam, it is mentioned that Harer Anugrahat Nunam, by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Again in text 22, in the last line it says Paritrata Sureshwarai, Sura Ishwarai, by the mercy of Lord Vishnu or his associates. Again in text 26 it says Achyuta Rakshanam. They are time and again reminding themselves it's only by Lord Vishnu's grace that Krishna is, nothing has happened to Krishna or any of the children in Vrindavan. In text 27, all these incidents are being caused by some unknown demon. Before he comes here to create another disturbance, it is our duty to go somewhere else with the boys until there are no more disturbances. So they are coming to a conclusion. So we'll see what Srila Prabhupada is saying in text 27. Purport by Abhay Charana Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Upananda Maharaj suggested, by the mercy of Lord Vishnu, Krishna has always been saved from so many dangerous incidents. Now let us leave this place and go some place where we may worship Lord Vishnu undisturbed before there is another cause of death from some demon who may attack us. Now Srila Prabhupada is going to give a very important lesson for us to take home from these previous sources that Upananda Maharaj has spoken. Srila Prabhupada is saying, a devotee desires only that he may execute devotional service undisturbed. Isn't it? All of us want that. Actually, we see, however, that even during the presence of Krishna, when Nanda Maharaj and other cowherd men had the Supreme Personality of Godhead in their presence, there were disturbances. Even when Krishna was present, there were disturbances. Of course, in every case, Krishna came out victorious. The instruction we may derive from this is that we should not be disturbed by so-called disturbances. Srila Prabhupada is giving very important instruction for all practicing sadhakas like us. While we are all striving to practice bhakti, there will be disturbances, because at least I am still a conditioned soul. There will be disturbances in so many forms for us. Disturbances due to our mind, so many disturbances will be there. But Srila Prabhupada is saying we should not be disturbed by these so-called disturbances. There have been so many disturbances to our Krishna consciousness movement, but we cannot give up our forward march. Srila Prabhupada is instructing us that doesn't matter what happens due to our conditioned nature, whatever is happening, we have to still continue to take shelter of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada is telling us we have to continue our march forward. On the contrary, people are receiving this movement very enthusiastically all over the world, and they are purchasing literature about Krishna consciousness with redoubled energy. Thus, there are both encouragements and disturbances. This was even in Krishna's time, Srila Prabhupada is saying. So, we should never be disturbed due to some checking that is happening in our progress, or due to whatever may be the reason. That is why we need association of devotees. We cannot do it alone. We need positive association, devotees who are much advanced than us. By looking at them, we will be able to march forward. Not by my own strength I will be able to do that, because I am still conditioned by my mind and my own thoughts and disturbances. But when we look at someone who is positively marching towards Krishna, then we feel encouraged also to continue our progress in bhakti. Instead of I becoming so much so disturbed that I am not so much so encouraged to march forward towards Krishna. So Prabhupada is saying that we should not be disturbed. In text 28, between Nandeshwar and Mahavan is a place named Vrindavan. Now they are considering where to go. because in text 27 they said we need to go somewhere else. Now they are considering where to go. This place is very suitable because it is lush with grass, plants, creepers for the cows and other animals. It has nice gardens and tall mountains, and it is full of facilities for the happiness of all the gopas and gopis. Now Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport why they chose Vrindavan. Vrindavan is situated between Nandeshwar and Mahavan. Formerly the cowherdmen had shifted to Mahavan, but still there were disturbances. Therefore the cowherdmen selected Vrindavan, which was between two villages, and decided to go there. And in Krishna book, Srila Prabhupada gives some more insights. Yeah. So here they are saying, now we should be cautious and leave this place and reside somewhere else and where we can live peacefully. I think we should all go to the forest known as Vrindavan, where just now there are newly grown plants and herbs. It is very suitable for pasturing ground for our cows, and we and our families, the gopis, with their children, can very peacefully live there. So this is their proposal, that because it is very conducive for all the cows and the animals, it has nice gardens, lush with grass, plants and creepers, because they were all Vaishyas, right? The Vrajavasis were all Vaishyas. So their only source of maintenance is their cows and land. So they wanted such a place where they can live happily and peacefully. So that is why they chose Vrindavan. In text 29, therefore let us immediately go today. There is no need to wait any further. If you agree to my proposal, let us prepare all the bullock carts and put the carts in front of us and let us go there. In text 30, it is mentioned. Where is the cursor? Yeah. In text 30, it is mentioned, upon hearing this advice from Upananda, the cowherdmen unanimously agreed. Very nice, they said, very nice. Thus they sorted out their household affairs, placed their clothing and other paraphernalia on the carts, and immediately started for Vrindavan. So everyone is beginning to move towards Vrindavan, keeping all the old men, women, children in text 31-32, household paraphernalia on the bullock carts, and keeping all the cows in front. The cowherdmen picked up their own bows and arrows with great care and sounded bugles made of horn. O King Parikshit, in this way, with buggles vibrating all around, the cowherdmen, accompanied by their priests, began their journey. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, in this connection it is to be noted that all the inhabitants of Gokul were mostly cowherdmen and cultivators, Vaishyas, they were Vaishyas. They knew how to defend themselves from danger and how to give protection to women, old men, cows and children, as well as to the Brahmanical Purohitas. Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport that because they were Vaishyas, because when someone is cultivating land, they need to be prepared to safeguard the land and the inhabitants of the land. So because they were Vaishyas, they were well equipped. In text 33, the cowherd women, now they are all beginning on their bullock carts to travel towards Vrindavan. The cowherd women riding on the bullock carts were dressed very nicely with excellent garments. As they rode, they began to chant with great pleasure the pastimes of Krishna. So this is the unique feature in Vrindavan, is that even in Vrindavan, they are always chanting the glories of Krishna. Krishna tells this in Bhagavad Gita, this very famous verse that all of us have heard this. Machitta matkata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantasya mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. What are the thoughts of Krishna's pure devotees? They are all Nitya Siddhas, who are all eternally liberated. The thoughts of Krishna's pure devotees, Krishna is saying, the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service. And what do? They derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. What does Srila Prabhupada say? Pure devotees whose characteristics are mentioned here. How to know who is a pure devotee? Who engage themselves fully in transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of the pure devotees are described in this verse specifically. Devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing him with other devotees. So beautifully, Srila Prabhupada is explaining the nature of a pure devotee. Like even when Srila Prabhupada was there on this planet, a few weeks ago in one of the youth classes, we were reading an article of Srila Prabhupada having an interaction with a scientist. I forgot the name of the scientist. But the essence was that scientist was asking Srila Prabhupada how to teach the students in the university. And he was asking so and so. And Srila Prabhupada was somehow or the other trying to make him teach the students in such a way that Krishna is brought in the picture. Like if he is teaching about chemicals and whatnot, Srila Prabhupada is somehow bringing teachings from Bhagavad Gita. That, okay, you're teaching all these things, who's the source of these things? A pure devotee is always, they cannot think and talk anything that is other than Krishna. Their mind doesn't go anything, not even for a second, to talk anything that is not connected with Krishna. Even if they meet somebody who's, say, not yet a devotee, somehow or the other they will try to connect them with Krishna. That is the nature of a pure devotee. That is how Srila Prabhupada was when he was on this planet. He had to meet so many people, but still he will somehow or the other connect them to Krishna. Why? Because the pure devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Right? Even the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, they hardly slept. In Shad Goswami Ashtakam it is mentioned that Nidra Hara Vihara Kadi Vichito, that they hardly slept. Even Srila Prabhupada hardly slept because they are 24 hours engaged in glorifying Krishna. That is the nature of a pure devotee. And that is why it is mentioned here that as they rode, they began to chant with great pleasure the pastimes of Sri Krishna. And now, how do we learn this? Okay, I am still a sadhaka, a practicing devotee. This should be our aspiration. I am not there yet, but this should be our aspiration. And in the 11th canto, in the introduction, the humble disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they say that by chanting the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the association of devotees, one becomes satisfied and happy and develops a loving friendship with the devotees. We see, it is not just one person who is talking about Krishna here. The cowherd women, they were all talking and discussing about Krishna's pastimes and activities while they were going in the bullock cart. What is the effect of that? We will see in the next verse. Thus hearing, in text 34, thus hearing about the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram with great pleasure, Mother Yashoda and Rohini Devi, so as not to be separated from Krishna and Balaram even for a moment, got up with them on one bullock cart. In this situation, they look very beautiful. Srila Prabhupada is writing, it appears that Mother Yashoda and Rohini could not be separated from Krishna and Balaram even for a moment. This is a sign of a pure devotee that they cannot remain without Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, right, Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrishaitam shunyaitam jagat sarvam govinda virahename. That a pure devotee cannot live without Krishna even for a moment. They used to pass their time either by taking care of Krishna and Balaram or by chanting their pastimes. Either being with Krishna, serving Krishna directly, or if Krishna is not in their presence, what do? They chant about Krishna's pastimes. Thus, Mother Yashoda and Rohini looked very beautiful. Because they were always immersed in Krishna, they were beautiful. Prabhupada is giving the reason, insights about the verses here. And this is what is the take home for us. By chanting the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the association of devotees, one becomes satisfied and happy. Especially when we hear from pure devotees and advanced devotees, we become satisfied and happy because they are connected with Krishna while they speak. In Bhagavatam it is said that when pure devotees speak, they can purify the whole world. And when we hear in such association of such devotees, one becomes satisfied and happy and develops a loving friendship with the devotees. Loving friendship among devotees happen when we glorify Krishna in the Sangha or association of devotees. We all have experience, right? When we sit and hear Bhagavatam or Krishna Katha together, naturally everyone feels happy and everyone wants to reciprocate and respect each other. And in text 35, in this way they entered Vrindavan, where it is always pleasing to live in all seasons. They made a temporary place to inhabit by placing their bullock carts around them in the shape of a half moon. So they all placed their bullock carts in the shape of a half moon and they temporarily resided there because they just arrived. In purport, Srila Prabhupada says that Srila Prabhupada quotes Vishnu Purana, Shakativata Pariyantas Chandradhakara Samtite. Then in Harivamsha, Srila Prabhupada quotes, Kantaki bi pravrittabis tatha Kantaki bir drumai Nikato Chrita Shakabir Abhiguttam Samantata. There was no need to make fences all around. Why? One side was already defended by thorn trees, and thus the thorn trees, the bullock carts, and the animals encircled the inhabitants in their temporary residence. So they had a nice fencing in the form of bullock carts and thorn trees, and the animals also. So they were kind of in a kind of fencing where they were there having their temporary residence. In the final verse, it states, Vrindavanam Govardhanam Yamuna Pulina Nicha Vikshya Sid Uttama Priti Rama Madhavyor Nripa. O King Parikshit, when Rama and Krishna saw Vrindavan, Govardhan, and the banks of the river Yamuna, they both enjoyed great pleasure. As soon as Krishna and Balaram sees Vrindavan, Govardhan, and the banks of river Yamuna, they both enjoyed great pleasure. I'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna
very much,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much, Vamsi and Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.